cultural class as well this weekend. When you look at that body graph, remember that the body graph is the gateway, is the entryway into this knowledge. And the more you can grasp things by just looking at that body graph, they used to call that in psychology a Brown study. You know, you look at it but you don't see it, but you see everything. You know, it's about seeing that body graph, you know, what that's giving off as a vibration that tells you everything about whether that's a person or that's a relationship. Now, obviously, when we're looking at an individual, we're looking at the body graph in a different way. We don't expect the body graph to be so colorful. If we saw that as an individual, we would be surprised to see all of these centers being defined. In other words, the individual is always going to have much more openness in their design. And that means that the impression you get when you're looking at a partnership graph is that pressure is you're used to looking at the individual. You've got to put that aside. You're looking at a different kind of matrix here. You're looking at a combined matrix. And that means that the complexity of it is different, and the two coming together are always greater than what they are apart. In other words, we have this law of mathematics, the whole being greater than the sum of the parts. When you look at that body graph, I have a simple little rhyme for you. 9 and 0. You know, 9 centers defined. No centers open. 9 and 0, nowhere to go. Now get the image of that. 9 and 0, nowhere to go. If you've got a relationship and the two of you come together and you have 9 centers defined, what it's saying to you is that you're stuck within each other. There's nowhere to go. Everything is internalized. These are people that swallow each other up. They get absorbed in each other's life. There is no room for anybody or anything else on the outside. They can be locked together in bliss, or they can be locked together in anguish. But they're locked together. And it means that nobody's going to be able to help them from the outside, because nobody can get in. And they're only going to be able to work it out from the inside. And this is the kind of partnership that's so intense that when there is weakness there, that weakness becomes a sore point, because that's the place that they end up going to in each other when things don't work within the relationship. So it's a simple little rhyme. 9 and 0, nowhere to go. 8 and 1. 8 and 1, have some fun. You have 8 centers defined, you got 1 center open. Now look, when we're looking at an individual and we're looking at the openness, what we're really looking at is a window that's open and everything is coming in, right? Now we look at an individual design, we look at these white centers, they're undefined, they're basically a window that's open, and it's open to what can come.